Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we live in our dream.
Hey guys, so you just heard a part of the Everything is Awesome song that's used for the Lego movie, which is the film I'm going to review for you today. In the Lego movie, you guys, it's been talked about for the longest time, if Lego would actually make a feature length animated film that would appear in theaters everywhere. And that dream, that goal happened recently. Phil Lord and Chris Miller of the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and the original 21 Jump Street, and I believe the sequel coming out pretty soon. They directed the movie, and throughout the film, there's this construction worker who lives in this Lego world. He he lives everything by the instruction manual that's given to him. There's instruction manuals handed out during his job, which is at a construction site, and everybody there follows the construction manual the way it's presented to them. And he finds a thing called the Piece of Resistance, which right away in the film you'll see through Morgan Freeman's wizard character. That there's this thing that was called the Kragle or the Kraken or something like that, and Lord Business, who's voiced by Will Ferrell, is the villain of the movie, and he took that artifact a long time ago. And Virtuous, I think, is the name of Morgan Freeman's wizard character. He tells Lord Business that even though he has this artifact, there is something called the Piece of Resistance, which the special master builder, who's going to arise above all at some point in the future, he can take on Lord Business, and because he has this Piece of Resistance, he'll be able to fight back and almost in a way overpower Lord Business because of this Piece of Resistance that Lord Business does not have. So Lord Business kind of, goes about his business. He ignores what Vitruvius tells him. And, one day while Emmet's at work, he's this construction worker voiced by Chris Pratt in the movie. He stumbles upon there's this giant hole in the ground, and he falls in it while following Wild Style, who's voiced by Elizabeth Banks. And he falls in the hole, and he finds this piece of resistance that, is discussed earlier in the movie. And, this Wild Style, voiced by, once again, Elizabeth Banks, thinks that, because Emmet found this piece of resistance, that he's now kind of the special master builder that's going to lead the Lego universe into a better direction and get out of Lord Business's ways so that the Lego world and the Lego universe will be able to kind of go about their own ways again and not have to worry about what Lord Business wants, but what they as a world want. And at first Emmet thinks this is cool. He hears about that. He's going to team up with the Justice League. Because the Justice League's in the movie. We have Lego Batman, Lego Superman, and things like that. And he hears about the Lego Ninja Turtles being the team, and this guy named the something something space guy, voiced by Charlie Day. And he's going to be a part of this huge league. He always wanted to be something part of big and out there. Something that he's never quite done before. And so, he kind of pretends that he's this master builder, and really he isn't. And he, kind of this movie's kind of about him learning, what his skills are, what he's really meant here. What things does he provide the world that other Lego pieces don't offer, things like that. So throughout the movie, he's trying to figure out who he is, how he can be this master builder. Since he did find this piece of resistance, what's the significance between him finding it besides someone else finding it, why was it specifically him that found it and things like that. And he's trying to figure basically who he is and how he's going to be able to go about this big situation throughout the movie. So I really enjoyed the Lego Movie, guys. This is easily one of the though I enjoyed Labor Day a week ago, the Lego Movie was definitely the first really huge film that I saw this year, and I'm really hoping that because this film is so good and because it is only February in 2014 here, I'm hoping in later weeks we're going to get some really good quality films since we're all only at February and we got plenty of months left. And I'm hoping that since this film was such a huge success and already in the month of February, who knows what we're going to get in future months. So I'm hoping that those other films that we're going to get here pretty soon are going to be really high quality as well. So yeah, as far as positives and negatives go for this film, I thought it was impressively creative. I was very impressed by how creative and how visual and just how colorful the color palette was in this movie. Just a very impressively creative movie. I just can't phrase it any other way. It's just very impressively creative. There are several lovable characters in the movie. Some characters that I really enjoyed personally were Wild Style, which was Elizabeth Banks' kind of her punk girl character that she voiced in the movie. I enjoyed Good Cop, Bad Cop, who was voiced by Liam Neeson. Very, very fun role. Definitely the most fun Liam Neeson role I've ever seen him play. Definitely kind of in a way out of his comfort zone because he's always playing the serious roles, always playing the thriller roles, and it's kind of nice to see Liam Neeson kind of this laid back, goofier role, and it was just kind of fun to see him as this good cop, bad cop because he really fit the role. And at first you wouldn't think he didn't, but I mean he really nailed it in this movie with that role. There was some great and unexpected story directions. I don't want to go into why I feel it's unexpected because I feel that might ruin a not really a twist, but a kind of a different direction in a movie that we really haven't seen that much in other movies, specifically in animated films. So some really great and unexpected story directions, like I said, just some really, I wouldn't say original, but I mean, it's definitely something very different that we've never seen before. And I think that's what really makes this film unique is it's a very different approach on, how things get resolved and, kind of the third act of the story is very, very different compared to what we've gotten in the past, specifically with animated films. Almost everything in this film is made of Legos, and once again, I was very impressed with that. I mean, the lava, the water, the sky, the clouds, everything in this movie was made of Legos, and it was just really, really impressive to see how Phil Lord and Chris Miller really paid attention to those details to really make sure that we were looking at, a Lego set, a Lego world. If we were in this world that was completely made of Legos, what would it look like? They did a very good job making sure that animated feeling really happened in the movie, and I was very, very impressed to see every second of it. I think the film represents the inventiveness and purpose behind why Lego toy sets have existed for so long. It just really goes to show, just how far the imagination can go. That there really is no limits you can have with Legos. You can build anything you want. You can build worlds. You can build characters. You can build, environments. Build worlds that we've never seen before. It just really goes to show, kind of how far this toy can go with inventiveness and purpose. And, it just really shows, how far these Lego toys can really be pushed if the power of the imagination is very, very strong with us as individuals. So I really appreciate that aspect. And there's actually a music video somewhere on YouTube. I don't know the name of it, but there is a YouTube video. It's a music video, just like any other music video. It's completely made out of Legos. So that's one film. That's one music video I was thinking of as I was watching the movie. Is just how far and how imaginative you can take things with just little Lego bricks. I mean, you can really do a lot with these little Lego things and really stretch your imagination with them. There was some really impressive voice acting in this film. Like I said, I really enjoyed Wild Style, voiced by Elizabeth Banks, and Liam Neeson as Good Cop, Bad Cop. And, we had Chris Pratt in the film. We had Will Ferrell, and we had Will Arnett as Batman, Channing Tatum as Superman, Jonah Hill as Green Lantern. So a huge, huge cast in the film. And I was very impressed. And we actually got Shaq in the film. He actually voiced Lego Shaq in the movie, so that was pretty cool. Billy Dee Williams from Star Wars got to voice Lando Calrissian, the Lego Lando Calrissian in this. So just some really impressive voice acting, a really impressive voice cast. So voice acting wise, this is definitely one of the better voice acting things I've seen in a film applied in a long time, and really, really impressed by that. For the negatives of this film, and I really don't have a lot because I really enjoyed this movie, but if I did have to state some things that were kind of like a nitpick bother for me, I think the film's pacing was a little too quick. It almost felt like a Robot Chicken episode, and I know that they were probably going for that. The animation style in this very much felt like Robot Chicken in some ways, but it felt a little too quick. And I think the problem with that is we don't get a lot of time to digest everything that goes on in the film, and as a result, and as you can see by my earlier synopsis in the video, it's kind of a hard film to talk about what it's about because it is so complex and it goes by so quickly, and we got to absorb all the stuff that's thrown at us very, very quickly. So I think it's a little too quick, and for those who kind of need a long time to digest everything that's going on in the movie, this is going to be a very hard film to watch just because it's thrown at you so quickly and it goes by so fast. And then hour and 41 minutes, it goes by really fast, which is a sign that it's a really good and engaging movie. But as a result, everything that's really complex in the film is going to be really hard to digest because everything happens so quickly, and we really don't get a lot of time to digest everything that's thrown at us throughout the movie. Some of the special guest characters don't get a lot to do in the movie. The Lego Flash and the Lego Ninja Turtles, for example, specifically Lego Michelangelo, really don't get a lot to do in the movie. They either just show up at the Master Builder Council meeting, or we might see them run through Lord Business's lair and punch and kick somebody, and then we never see him again throughout the rest of the movie. Milhouse from The Simpsons was in this as his Lego form, and he didn't really get to do a lot in the movie either. And um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where they had so many characters that they wanted to throw into the movie, specifically guest characters, that we really didn't get to see a lot of screen time in them just because they had so much story content they had to cover. So as a result, they don't really get to do a lot. So if you're a fan of like the DC heroes, or if you're a fan of Ninja Turtles, or fan of The Simpsons, or whatever you're a fan of, a lot of those characters really don't get a lot to do in the movie. I'm glad that they were able to get the rights and we were able to get to see them in the movie. I think even Lego Dumbledore is in here at one point from Harry Potter. But as a result, they really don't get to do a lot in the movie, and so that's really a shame because we get all these characters assembled and have been really cool. And maybe they're going to do this in a sequel. I really hope they do because it is rumored that they might get a sequel for this. Be able to get those special guest characters to do a lot more than what they were given to do in the movie. The humor feels a little spaced out to me. It's a kind of an on and off humored movie. It's definitely an adventure film with comedic elements, I would say. It's a very funny movie. It's definitely funny throughout the movie, but you'll see throughout the movie there's times where either the humor is not very good, and then it's really funny again, and then it's bad again, and then it's good again, and so it's kind of an on and off humored movie, and I think that's going to bother some people because there's just a lot of times in the movie where it gets either really, really serious or the humor they're using is really not that good. But for the most part, I would say 80% of the movie is funny, but that other 20% is like, okay, either it's too serious or the jokes aren't funny, or because there's a lot of times, or maybe I just had a boring audience for the movie, but there'd be a lot of times where like the audience wasn't laughing at all, or I'd be kind of laughing to myself, and I'd be the only person laughing for some parts, and I don't know, different strokes for different folks, I guess, but yeah, a little on and off humor. I would have preferred a film that was funny all the way through. I think that would have been really impressive, but just my opinion. But overall, guys, I give the Lego Movie a 9 out of 10. I am very impressed with the movie. Like I said, it's easily the best visual film of the year, and a lot of other films this year are really going to have to do a lot in order to compete with this movie. Like I said, I enjoyed the unexpected story directions, very interesting. I loved all the different inventive things they did with all these Legos. I loved all the guest characters, though I wish they had a little bit more screen time and more things to do for some of them. And for the negatives, I think the pacing could have been a little bit better, a little bit more quicker, or not quicker. Tame down the pacing so it's not as fast, as I should say. Um, give the special guest characters more to do, and make sure the humor is funny throughout the movie and it's not just spaced out or just funny here, funny here, funny here. Let's make the whole film funny instead for next time. So. Like I said, Lego Movie, 9 out of 10. Very impressed by it. I think everybody should see it. It's just a very impressive visual and creative film. It just goes to show once again that you can do so much with Legos. So the Lego Movie is a huge thumbs up for me. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you here for the next video.